Hello and welcome to Joy News Prime. Coming up, there's our NPP minority in Parliament slams Speaker of Parliament, accusing him of unfairly targeting the minority in his decision to suspend 4 MPs for their roles in the chaos that unfolded at the appointment committee on Thursday night.
We have also communicated this matter to party headquarters. The national chairman, the general secretary, and the national executives have become aware of this, and they take the matter seriously.
We have details as the National NPP party accused Alban Bagbin of being selective and displaying autocratic tendencies. More from Parliament, where the special committee tasked to investigate the chaos at the appointment committee set Wednesday to hold a public hearing into the matter.
Expect members of Parliament, the media, the guests who were present at the vetting room, as well as members of the general public, to voluntarily appear to assist the committee with the relevant information on the incident.
Also coming up, WAEC seeks stay of execution after High Court orders release of Withheld WASSCE results.
We have filed a stay of execution pending appeal. Now we are yet to get a typed out copy of the ruling. And
the Greater Accra Regional Minister sets a 50-day ultimatum to fix dead street lights in Accra, plus plans to drive all hawkers off the street in a move to transform Accra in the next 4 years.
Within 50 days in office, all these things should be fixed. 50 days in office, yeah. Yes, not even all, but we'll make sure that majority, at least 70% of it.
Details as she sets sanitation improvement as a new performance target for MMDCs, indicating zero tolerance for non-performance. Well, the West African Examinations Council, WAEC, has filed a stay of execution following a High Court ruling that ordered the immediate release of withheld results for candidates who sat for the 2024 West African Senior Secondary School Certificate Examination, WASSCE. The court ruled that WAEC had failed to specify the alleged malpractices or examination irregularities that led to the withholding of the results. The decision came after 4 students representing 10,520 affected candidates filed an application on Thursday, January 30, seeking an order for WAEC to release their results. With WAEC's latest legal move, the fate of the affected students remain uncertain as they await the court's decision on the stay of execution.
There has been a court case and there has been a ruling which we have filed a stay of execution pending appeal. Now we are yet to get a typed out copy of the ruling so that we can actually study it as lawyers and then respond as appropriate. The court makes a ruling based on the facts as the court perceives before it. Okay, and as we are aware, courts are human institutions. They make rulings, and they can really look at their own rulings. It's an issue of perhaps WAEC clarifying further what the position is and urging on the court to take a second look at its ruling. We are having people finishing degrees, masters, and I dare say, with some reputation, PhD, who are not worth their salt. I think that WAEC is only making a contribution to ensuring that we keep the gate so that we don't have people going through to become lawyers, doctors, even there's maybe judges and so on and so forth, who have not gone through the rigor of study. I think we should be very careful as a nation. So I admit that, yes, we can, the situation can improve further. And that is a call for more resources, human resources, other resources, so WAEC can do the work on all of us our behalf. We should not forget, all of us our behalf. If we feel as a nation that we should let people go, mass of people go who have cheated, well, let's say so. But we should remember, whatever we sow, we will reap.
Meanwhile, lawyer for the applicant, Martin Pego, has expressed disappointment in WAEC's decision to file a stay of execution. He joins us on the Zoom now with some more. So, I mean, WAEC says it has filed a stay of execution. What's your next plan of action?
Well, so we have to be given a copy by the court. But even this morning, we took proactive steps to go to the court to fetch a copy for ourselves. Because, you know, sometimes, even though my office is just about 10 minutes, I mean, strictly 10 minutes from the court, that document to be brought to us, it can take 3-4 days, sometimes even 1 week.
Okay.
So because we don't want this process to stall any further, we went to the court, and since morning, we've not cited a copy of that process. What we rather were told they had filed was a notice of appeal. Even that one, the court process was so slow that from morning till close of day, we couldn't get a copy. So maybe next time WAEC say they filed a notice of appeal, any document they say they filed, you should ask for a copy. Because as I'm sitting here, from morning, we're in the court registry. You know, I'm not alone. I work with a team of lawyers. So others were in there trying to secure a copy of whatever WAEC filed. What we were told was a notice of appeal, not an application for stay of execution.
Okay.
So maybe if WAEC have heard, then they should produce it now. Let's see. The two are different. A notice of appeal is different from an application for stay of execution.
Okay. So if that's the case, so what you're waiting for now is for WAEC to follow the court orders, right?
Absolutely. Because, Kojo, I've mentioned it time and again that, look, this decision by WAEC is traumatizing, depressing, and just, I mean, shattering the worlds of these over, I think in all, my clients are not the only ones affected. I think they are in excess of 30,000 because there are other candidates who are affected, but they couldn't go to court early.
Okay.
WAEC is just ruining them, giving them unnecessary pressure, unnecessary stress, right? It's not the right thing to do. You see, WAEC should eat humble pie that they don't have evidence against my clients. And of course, I dare say the other ones who are not my clients. Because, Kojo, as we are speaking now, WAEC has not been able to pin a single charge on any of my clients, the 10,522 clients. WAEC hasn't pinned a single charge on any of them. That is the crux of the matter. That is how come they lost the case. Because you see, in Article 23 of the Constitution and Article 296 and other court decisions, they say administrative bodies such as WAEC have to act fairly and reasonably. Fairly and reasonably. But here is a case WAEC withheld the results, but has not been able to give the exact reason they are withholding the results.
Okay.
Today, they say examination malpractice. Then tomorrow, they say examination irregularities. And even short of those big terms, they've not been able to define exactly what they did wrong. That's what the law requires. You have to let the person know the charge. Even in a civil case, let them know the charge.
So do you have a period within which if WAEC does not act on the court judgment, you probably go back to court to compel it?
Absolutely. We'll be looking at that seriously tomorrow. Because what happened there, when we talk about, I know nowadays the word ruling has become very popular in the media. So, well, in ordinary English, we call it ruling. But I want, for the avoidance of that, when you say ruling, for us technically as lawyers, it means this is something else. This one is a judgment.
Okay.
When we say judgment, sometimes the thing we call a ruling is actually a judgment. It means that the court has finished, done and dusted. It's a fast way of doing a court case. We filed on the 10th of January, and by 30th, in 20 days, we're done. The court is done. So if WAEC has any problem, that's the one I mentioned, that they may go to court of appeal. But that doesn't mean they shouldn't release the results. So what I'm saying is that from beginning to the end, WAEC has still not been able to charge our clients with any specific examination, malpractice, or irregularity.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to find out a day after which, if they don't release, you'll go back to court. I don't know if you have such a day that you're looking forward to.
I'll be consulting with my clients tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll come out with that.
Okay, I'm grateful to you, lawyer, for joining us here. That's Martin Pebu, the lawyer for the over 10,000 students whose results have been withheld by the West African Examination Council. Now, students of Kumasi Technical Institute and Kumasi Anglican Senior High School in the Ashanti region have clashed, leading to vandalism of property on both campuses. In a violent reprisal, the rampaging students bent car tires and hurled stones and other objects. Now, more in this report by Joseph Obeng.
Destroyed 4 private vehicles on the campus of Kumasi Anglican Secondary School, school gates, as well as billboard and notice board at the Kumasi Technical Institute. Principal of KTI, Gabriel Kinsford Osei, alleged students of Kumasi Anglican started attacking KTI with stones and machete to vandalize their school billboard Thursday night. But
I got the information after the incident that KTI and KASS students are throwing stones against each other by the roadside. You know, there's a main road of which KTI fence wall and that of the KASS fence wall. So the main Amakum road, Yasantua road, yeah, they were throwing stones against each other. And I got the message after the incidents around 11:30 p.m. that I got the message. So the next morning, we gathered the students and talked to them, not knowing that next morning was Thursday. So they went to stadium, and because of the interco, of which our students are not part. KTI students are not part of the interco because it's for senior high schools, not TVET. KASS students were on the street striking cutlasses, machetes, let me put it that way, throwing stones. But I pushed my students to the dormitory, and after I pushed them back, I went out to talk to KASS students. They didn't mind me, so I entered because they don't know me actually. So, and the way I appeared to them, they might not have any listening. So I told them, and in their midst was a security staff with a catapult leading them to cause destruction from KASS. So I went into their campus and I met the senior housemaster, the chaplain, the SRC. I met them and we were there. The vice assistant head were there. So we were all trying to. So we made sure that we calm nerves in there. So when I went into their premises and they were still doing it, the KTI students also came out to face them. And that was where it began, on Thursday.
The tutor at Kumasi Anglican Secondary School, Reverend Father Kenneth Collins Owusu, says the clash could be a fallout from arguments at the ongoing inter-schools athletics event in Kumasi.
Well, away from that, the minority in Parliament say they have escalated their concerns regarding the decision by the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, to suspend 3 of its members to the National Party and will fight it to the end. Majority Chief Whip Frank Anodompre, one of his deputies, Jerry Ahmed Saeb and Hassan Tampoli, have been suspended for 2 weeks for their role in the disorderly conduct witnessed at the appointment committee on Thursday. Addressing a news conference in Parliament earlier today, Minority Leader Alexander Feomaking said the MPP takes a strong exception to the Speaker's decision and will fight it. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kwekwa Sante reports.
Patriotic Party national leadership were in attendance at this news conference led by the national chairman himself to press home the demand that Speaker of Parliament Albert Bagbin rescinds that decision to suspend 4 members of Parliament, 3 of them who are members of the New Patriotic Party. According to Minority Leader Alexander Feomaking, the Speaker has acted in flagrant breach of the rights of their members of Parliament as well as the standing orders of Parliament.
He now says that he has on his own suspended these members without hearing them. The chair of the committee did not communicate anything to the Speaker. Neither did the Speaker invite any of us in leadership for any discussion. In any event, even where there is punishment, our rules are clear. It can be for 4 days, 8 days, or 12 days according to Order 130.
Alexander Afenyo-Markin says they've escalated this issue to their national party leadership, who are in full support of the decisions they are taking.
We have also taken the matter up. We have escalated the matter to our party level. MPP Minority Caucus is a wing of the MPP in Parliament. So we have also communicated this matter to party headquarters. The national chairman, the general secretary, and the national executives have become aware of this, and they take the matter seriously. They are not taking it lightly at all.
According to Alexander Afenyo-Markin, the party tried on several occasions over the weekend to meet the Speaker of Parliament and discuss with him their concerns, but were not successful, and are looking forward to meeting him today to ventilate their concerns. The NPP say they consider the vetting that was done on Friday after they had recused themselves as a complete nullity. You will recall that 12 persons were vetted on Friday, apart from Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa, the Minister Designated for Foreign Affairs. The 11 other persons were vetted without the participation of the NPP minority, and they say they view that as a nullity.
That was an illegality. They defied Mr. Speaker, even though Mr. Speaker said we should stop proceedings and reconstitute the committee. So it's illegal. It's a nullity. It's odious. We cannot be part of it, and we'll make our position known on the House floor. To court the last time because all doors for engagement were shut. On this occasion, the doors of engagement have not been shut yet.
It is not clear yet if Alban Bagwen is going to grant audience to the minority and NPP leadership to discuss their concerns, but we look forward to formally hearing from them in terms of what specific steps they are going to take going forward, now that the decisions have been taken and have already taken effect. In attendance today at this news conference were 3 of these 4 MPs who have been suspended: Hassan Tampuli, Jerry Ahmed Shaib, and Frank Anodompre, who are still attending to Parliament and doing other things, despite the clear directives of Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagwen that they are suspended from performing any parliamentary responsibilities for the next 2 weeks. Reporting for Joy News, Kweku Asante, Parliament House, Accra.
Meanwhile, chairman of the committee investigating the chaos at the vetting of ministerial nominees, Emmanuel Beja, has assured that the probe is not aimed at unfairly targeting any member of parliament. He also announced the committee will hold public hearings from Wednesday.
The committee wishes to announce that we have decided to hold a public hearing of all the issues starting from Wednesday, here in Parliament House at 10 a.m. prompt. We shall expect members of Parliament, the media, the guests who were present at the vetting room, as well as members of the general public, to voluntarily appear to assist the committee with the relevant information on the incident. The committee has created a digital platform, a WhatsApp platform, where we shall receive multimedia evidence, including videos, audios, and tests to facilitate a speedy execution of the committee's tasks. The committee has decided that we will solicit the service of a forensic expert from the Ghana Police Service to assist with the authentication and analysis and validation of any multimedia evidence that will be received from the witness. Starting from this morning or this afternoon, we will start viewing some of the video evidences that Parliament has. The committee would like to place on record that it is not part of its job to target or witch hunt anyone. And I want to repeat it. We are not here to witch hunt any of our colleagues or members of Parliament. This work is to look for evidence of any member of parliament who may have flouted the rules of engagement in this house.
Well, away from that, Lands and Natural Resources Minister Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa has vowed to be unrelenting in the fight against galamsey on his first full day in office as Lands Minister. Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa is warning staff of his ministry who will not act professionally and sabotage his effort to fight galamsey to stay away or be dealt with. He was speaking to journalists after meeting with top management and staff of the Lands Ministry.
I had a very good meeting with the Chief Director and the directors of the ministry. I finished a staff meeting today and engaged the staff of the ministry, roughly about 160 of them. And we got a chance to, share ideas, make sure that we create a pathway for legal mining, and make sure we bring a stop to illegal mining. And in the process, make sure the destruction of our forests and our environment and our water bodies is basically brought to an end. We need to stop the bleeding. And so, for the ministry, everybody who is working here, his goal must be towards achieving that objective, which is our priority. Land reforms at the Lands Commission, and you listen to all the challenges that the people of Ghana have. How do we make it so friendly and easy for people to basically get land services, and make sure that illegal mining or galamsey is completely fashioned out, and that we create a pathway for anybody who wants to engage in mining to do it legally, environmentally a friendly way, and make sure that we also protect our water bodies. These are the things that I engage. I told them that this place in this ministry, when you walk in here, you must come with your professional heart, determined to help me, the minister, achieve the objectives and the mandate that has been given President Mahama and his new government. If anybody here who is not aligned, he must think twice about whether he wants to work here.
You're also watching Joy News Prime here on the Joy News channel, live from our studios here in Accra. Now, the Environmental Protection Authority has moved to halt mining operations along the tributaries of the Ofen River at Pasoro in the Ashanti region. The EPA has observed most of the illegal miners have failed to halt activities near river bodies, which is a part of the effort to reclaim river bodies affected by illegal mining. Chief Executive Officer Professor Nana Ama Brown-Kluche reveals the EPA will ensure mining along river bodies are stopped to restore the sanctity of water bodies. Nana Yaojima has more in the following report.
The EPA issued a directive last month ordering the cessation of all mining activities within and along water bodies. It further indicated preparedness to seize and prosecute persons acting contrary to the directive. Checks by the EPA revealed persons perpetrating the illegality at Pasoro tributary of the Ofen River continued to mine despite the order. Though the miners were absent at the time of the visit, 3 excavators and other equipment used in the mining operations were mounted at the site. According to experts, the pit is newly dug for the mining activities. CEO of the EPA, Professor Nana Ama Brown-Kluche, expressed disappointment at the spate of destruction.
When we came, we didn't find the miners on ground, but we have seen the level of destructions that has happened here. We've seen also not just the gold mine, there's also sand winning in this area. There's a lot at stake. So you can see the pit behind me. This pit, we need to reclaim the land. We need to rehabilitate the water. We looked at the water, the color of the water. You see a clear pollution of the water. We are here, we have seen it with our naked eyes for the first time. This is my first visit since I took office, and it's pathetic. I will plead with the communities and their elders, the chiefs, to come in, step in this.
continuous mining in the river bodies has resulted in the destruction of some water bodies in the country. To the EPA, restoration of the river bodies remain a priority.
So our first focus has been on the water bodies because it is pathetic. We can't do without water. If our river bodies are all getting polluted and taps are not having water running through them, it's an emergency we need to tackle immediately. So that is where we started from.
Meanwhile, the tributary of the Offin River is also affected by illegal sand winning. Huge acres of land are destroyed by the winners. Professor Kluche reviewed the area will come under regulation.
EPA still regulates the sand winning or sand mining activities. So we just need to ensure that the miners of the sand have the right permit to do what they do. It is EPA's mandate to regulate that as well. Of course, they also go through the Minerals Commission for some licenses and access and all of that. We also want to plead with all the other agencies that are involved in such mining activities, providing the licenses and regulation to also up their game.
For Joy News, Nana Yochima, Kumasi.
Well, away from that, the Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Obenewa Akwele-Oklu has given herself 50 days to light the streets of Accra. The non-functioning of street light has become a major concern across the country. The new regional minister, Linda Oklu, has been outlining her solution for the challenge as part of a grand agenda to transform the region in the next 4 years. James Avaji has more in the following report.
The new Greater Accra Regional Minister, Linda Obenewa Akwele, has just taken office, and she's been outlining some major strategies to transform the region in the next 4 years. Now, in her first interaction with staff of the Regional Coordinating Council, she has been indicating sanitation, security as top priorities for her in the next 4 years. This is what she's been saying on how she wants to get Accra to be clean again.
One of the key performance indicators for metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives will be their effectiveness in managing sanitation and waste. The reintroduction of the National Sanitation Day and the Cleanest City Award will promote a competitive and responsible approach to environmental sanitation. In line with this, there will be a Regional Sanitation Day on the last Friday of every month.
On the matter of security, she said she would use the next 50 days to fix all dead street lights on the major streets of Accra as part of moves to improve security in the region.
The provision and replacement of street lights will be intensified under my tenure to enhance visibility, reduce crime, and improve road safety, ensuring all efficient street light system will contribute to the region's overall security and economic development.
Do you have any timelines for your plan to fix all street lights, as you mentioned?
Oh yes, in fact, within 50 days in office, all these things should be fixed. 50 days in office, yeah. Yes, not even all, but we'll make sure that majority, at least 70% of it, should be, yes, fixed.
One other key issue which borders on the sellers around me here is her move to get all of these hawkers off the street into the market. Let's get an interaction with some of these hawkers on what they think about the new minister's move once again to get them off the street.
When you are driving us from this place, you have to tell us where are you going and what are we going to do at that place, how our market is going to be at that, because this place, the people know us. When we came from Akatamanto, sorry for left, and they come here, when somebody come and buy this tote bag, he will ask you, she or he will ask you, are you here always? I said yes. So when the person comes and he doesn't see me here, then you go to another person. Maybe the place that the minister is going to take me to that place, the person will not see me at that place.
Marketing, you be never to me market inside the hall. Marketing also. Not every trader can get a space in the market. The place is full to capacity. We don't have anywhere else to trade. That is why we sell by the roadside. Honorable Minister, I know you are a woman. You have some empathy for us. We promise to give way to pedestrians so that they can also patronize us.
What is clear from these traders is that they want an engagement with the minister on how she intends to go about this eviction, as well as an assurance that wherever they will be moved to, their businesses will still flourish. From the Central Business District here in Accra, I am James Savage for Joy News.
And in the studio, I am Samuel Kojober. So take a break here. I'll be back with more news, please. Do stay. Welcome back from the break. Now, a preliminary investigation has revealed a power outage ignited an inferno which swept through the garage zone 21 of the Swami Industrial Enclave in Kumasi. At least 25 shops and 34 vehicles, including 17 saloon cars, 9 minibuses, 8 heavy trucks, and a pickup were destroyed by the blazing fire on Friday night. Before we hear from the Ashanti Regional PRO of the Ghana Fire Service, here is a report on the aftermath of the fire incident.
Tears drop as artisans at Garage 18 zone in the Swami Industrial Enclave in Kumasi salvage and discard debris from Friday night's inferno. Properties including service tipper trucks, saloon cars, minibuses, spare parts, and other automobile accessories were razed by the blazing inferno. Peter Esiedu has worked as an artisan in the enclave for nearly 3 decades. He couldn't salvage any of his equipment, including restocked items. I had bought new items to sell later, but all have been burnt now. I don't know what exactly I'll be coming here to do since my shop has been burnt. The fire is reported to have started about 10 p.m. on Friday from one of the shops in the area.
So it's been several hours since this fire engulfed properties here, and plumes of smoke continue to be in the atmosphere in this particular place. Although it's unknown the cause of the fire, we understand that it started somewhere in this particular shop that has been razed down and debris left over. It swept through the entire vicinity, destroying properties worth millions of cedis.
Fire tenders reportedly rushed to the scene to extinguish the blazing fire as residents nearby sought refuge. The fire tender from Mampontein came first. The fire hadn't even gutted 5 cars, but they couldn't douse the fire. I couldn't take anything except my children. Everything is burnt.
Here's PR of the Fire Service in Ashanti, DO2, Peter Adai, explaining the cause of the fire.
Little information we've gathered so far points to the fact that there was the lights went out around that area in the evening of Friday. And when the lights came back, there was some sparks on the service pole that is very close to a late turning workshop. So when the spark fell on the workshop, we started a fire and spread to other portions of that area. Per what they deal in fact, they have shops around, they have stores that also sell these oil, which are flammable substances. So when the fire got to the shops, it burnt and the oil spread to, in fact, across the street to other vehicles and shops that were there, and they also caught fire. So far, that is what we've gathered. investigators are continuing to ensure that they establish whether that is what caused the fire or something else caused the fire.
Well, it is time to put our community heroes under the spotlight. Again, the Joy News Impact Makers Awards 2025 is just around the corner to celebrate these extraordinary individuals making an impact in our communities. Entries have been opened for nominations from now until February 10, 2025. But while you are at it, here's how far the Joy News Impact Makers Awards has come. Elsie Asiedu has more in this report.
Instituted in 2023, the Joy News Impact Makers Awards aim to recognize and garner national support for the protagonists featured in human interest stories, often told in 5-minute news segments. These stories highlight simple acts of love, efforts to make a difference, champions of development and advocates of life-changing interventions for individuals and communities. The maiden edition, held on June 29, 2023, recognized and celebrated 11 awardees. Reverend Father Campbell received the Lifetime Achievement Award, while Isaac Ajauto was named Impact Maker of the Year for his significant contributions to social welfare and livelihood empowerment. 9 other individuals were honored in various categories, including agriculture, health, education, and girl-child development. Speaking on behalf of his colleagues about how the awards have transformed their lives, Jefferson Agbotro, Dean of the Joy News Impact Makers Awardees Network, shared at the 2024 edition that the opportunities brought to them through a year of publicity on Joy News were overwhelming.
Joy News Impact Makers Awards is the most reliable and authentic award, and I realize that individuals who receive this award are well deserving.
For her selflessness in ensuring that children in Noka do not miss out on education, Eunice Asiedu Ejapon was named the overall winner at the 2nd edition, held on June 29, 2024 at the Accra International Conference Center.
Let's welcome our 2024 Impact Maker. When you are sent to a place with disadvantaged children, with no school, she turned that disadvantage into an opportunity. A big round of applause there to Miss Eunice Asiedu Ejapon. Going to a place with a non-existent school, she's built one. Now she has 125 children that she's taking care of.
Eunice took home a 10,000 cedi cash prize and a 1-year publicity package from Joy News. Other honorees, including celebrity teacher Gloria Adakrugu, Nicholas Kofi, Rhoda Kadwa, Andrew Ajenim Boatin, Sister Jacinta, Dr. Joel Afi, Mr. Honeyman, and Samuel Drako Bekai were also recognized for their contributions to community development. Nominations for 2025 are now open, giving the public a chance to nominate their community heroes for the Joy News Impact Makers Awards. Emefa Etiamwa Eli, Coordinator for Strategic Partnerships and Projects at Multimedia Group Limited, is the project lead for Joy News Impact Makers.
Joy News Impact Makers Awards, beyond recognizing the people, we also aim to promote development at the very lowest level of the community. And so no matter how small we start or you have started, we are promising you that if you make yourself available, we are ready to make our platform also available to you to give you that exposure. And who knows, that will be where you would get the support that you have always been yearning for to be able to expand what you're doing.
Past winners have demonstrated how the recognition has changed their lives, with the spotlight creating a ripple effect of positive impact.
I was able to have an MOU signed with World Vision Ghana, leading Haven of Love Children's Foundation, the foundation I started here in the Boku West district.
Honestly, after the awards, we have really seen a lot of people appreciating our initiatives and projects. We have seen people who are trying to come on board to help us complete our initiative.
This exposure also offered me another opportunity to win the 2024 edition of the Humanitarian Awards Global as an Outstanding Philanthropist of the Year. Wherever I find myself, people accord me the needed respect and recognition as an impact maker. This is really urging me on to continue with the good works I've been doing for humankind.
It's your turn to tell us who should be the next Joy News Impact Maker. The clock is ticking, so be sure to send your nominations to impact.makersawards@myjoyonline.com. Elsie Asiedua Kisiedu's report, read to you.
Let's do showbiz now, and Becky Bex joins with all the latest. Hi.
Hello to you, Brace. How you doing?
I'm well.
Let's go straight to the stories this evening. Mami Ifwa Hojeto, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Tourism Authority, has expressed reservations about the authority's operation on her first day in office. The newly appointed CEO stated her intention to build on the achievements of the previous administration to boost patronage of tourist facilities in the country.
I am here to serve Ghana, and I believe that there's a lot to learn from them, and also there's a lot from me to give Mother Ghana.
Well, meanwhile, former director of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Akwesi Agyeman, has suggested that it is time to review the December in Ghana policy.
For 5 years, and it's time for a review. I mean, last year, because of the election, we didn't really get the time to do an assessment of the 5-year, but I think we have time, and I will urge the new CEO, Mami Ifwa, to take a look at it. How does that integrate into the broader vision of the Black Star experience, and how can it be made better? I mean, for me, everything has to be improved. I mean, we've done well, but there is so much that can be done. And so a review of December in GH is required. When I talk about review, it's not to take away from it, but to add on to the experiences. Like you said, some of the events must also cater for children. Some of the events must cater for families, the adults. I mean, I see a trend where it's becoming more like for the Gen Zs.
Tourism gospel sensation Diana Hamilton recently visited Accra Girls Senior High School as part of her high school outreach program ahead of her highly anticipated WAEC experience event. During her visit, Hamilton inspired and mentored students through faith-based discussions and uplifting performances, empowering them with positive values and messages.
Ghana came at the right time. These are youth, adolescent stage, and it's a turbulent stage. You know, they easily get swayed by their peers, and so she hit it right on the nail, and it has come at the right time. You know, the students who are here are the Form 3s, and normally when they get to Form 3, they are something else. It's difficult managing them. But with what Dinah told them, I'm sure they are going to be sober, reflect over what she told them, and then go smoothly with their lives, and then reduce the number of times they visit the social media. But I'm impressed, and students of today need it most. So I'm impressed with what Diana has done. And I'm sure it's not ending in Accra Girls. She's going to continue, mostly in girls' schools.
How is it important for you to be here this evening, nurturing and educating these children?
I can't place myself in their shoes right now because I
It just took me back to where I was, where I'm from. And I'm just glad that I was able to impact them. And it was a dream to see it come to pass. It's so fulfilling. I pray that as an end, that they will walk in this world and have these words impact them and guide them.
Let's talk about Grammys now. Nigerian artist Temi Lade Openyini, known and in showbiz as Tems, has won the Best African Music Performance Award with her song Love Me Jeje at the 67th Annual Grammy Awards. Here are highlights and all of that. So, yeah, congratulations to all the winners. Rocky Dawuni missed out on that because he was also not in the Thames category, in another different world, African world album category.
Okay.
Not too sure I got that right. But, well, he missed out, but obviously keeps on representing the motherland, and we wish them all the best.
He's a multiple Grammy nominee.
Right? Yeah. It's been, long overdue. It's been long overdue. Well, I don't know. I mean, the system there is different from our system.
Yeah.
So
well, maybe if we also speak up for him, because Jay-Z spoke up for his wife.
For Beyonce.
And
so the Grammys, please take a look down here in Ghana. We're here. You know, please.
Yeah.
Well, I hope this gets somewhere.
Maybe.
I will put all of this on my Joy Online. They will get to read that on my Joy Online.
Yeah.
We have to win that category. I mean, anything Ghana, Grammys needs to pay attention. Beyonce collaborated with Shatta Wale here in Ghana. So, I mean, why can't we win? And Stonebwoy too, you know.
Anyway, thank you very much. Wish them all the best.
We wish them all the best. We wish them all the best. Next time, invite me. We might just, tell the story.
But remember to brush your teeth tonight before you sleep, and tomorrow when you wake up with Pepsodent. Because with Pepsodent, every smile
matters.
Thank you for being a part of us. Pius Kujobaka is happening with Prime Business.